Welcome to suppose a kid from the last dungeon boonies moves to a starter town. First, let me introduce Lloyd, our main character with self-confidence issues. Since he was born in a village of overpowered people, he's convinced of his weakness, but he's actually OP. We begin by Lloyd arriving into a new town, and he immediately crashes at this woman's place since she's a witch and also apprentice of the chief from Lloyd's village. So she kinda forces her to take him in. I'm gonna implement a new naming system, and since I don't remember their names, I'm gonna just call her witch and the chief will be chief. I also wanted to mention that to get there, Lloyd traveled this path by running for 6 fucking days straight. And to be honest, that is the most impossible shit I have ever seen. The reason why he traveled there is to join the military academy so he can become a soldier. Unexpected, I know. But before that, he saves a princess by a kick that sounds like a tank shell. In the meantime, he also heals her curse, but I have no idea what that curse was about, so let's just say she falls in love with him. Oh, and Lloyd fails the entrance exam because every single teacher was blindfolded, I guess. Like, how is that even possible? You have a fucking powerhouse on your doorstep and you reject him? These three decide to get him into the academy by finding some princess which will give them whatever wish they want. For simplicity, let's name them Blondie, Green Hair and Teacher. Lloyd, in the meantime, unlike me, decides to get a job as a chef at this guy's restaurant. And since he kinda got that monkey build, that's his name from now on. Since we also need some plot for this anime, a war is introduced because wars are the key for world peace, and Lloyd gets into a fight with this guy, and I have a feeling this is going to hurt, but luckily before Lloyd lands his attack, he is kidnapped by her. We learn that the witch is actually the missing princess these three seek. After learning that, Blondie and Green Hair plan to raid the castle because the witch believes her father is being controlled to enter the war, and since Lloyd would have to go back home if he got involved, she decides the best course of action is to diss him.
Doesn't matter what you think you're capable of. Reality doesn't care how badly you want to be a hero. You don't have...
After getting into the castle and begin unlocking a new skin, they discover who is controlling him, and it's some random demon lord. Because the culprit is a demon lord, Lloyd is allowed to intervene. And did you know that when you smack people into the head, they start bouncing like bouncy balls? Try it, but I don't take any responsibility. Lloyd defeats the demon lord by first destroying his self-esteem and then rubbing the shit out of him. Not literally, or at least I hope so. Which results in Lloyd getting more pages. Lloyd gets accepted into the academy because of a guy I'm not going to talk about because I don't want to. Deal with it. Lloyd's school starts training for some tournament which they lost several years in a row. Kinda sad, like how does that even happen? How can a military school lose in a dual tournament? But whatever, we all know they're gonna win this time. Also, if they want to show that some character is supposed to be cool, is it really necessary for them to strike this pose? But as an apology, they grace us with, you know what, maybe not. That green-haired crippled chick also gets some lore, but who cares? The tournament starts, and because Good Decisions is second name for the military academy, Lloyd isn't participating. They actually changed their mind in the last seconds and let him compete. Wow, I honestly wasn't expecting them to do any good decisions, so this is kinda refreshing. Lloyd wins his match by lightly forcing a girl into a wall. There's no way she's alive, just saying. And Green Hair also wins her match, and that means they win the tournament. After that, Lloyd faces off with this girl, let's call her Blondie number 2, that is very strong but still downgraded from Lloyd, because her kicks don't sound like tank shells, more like a DMR shot. But Lloyd solves the issue like a civilized person by arm wrestling. And even though I get how strong Lloyd is, I don't think it's possible to create such a strong wind by pushing your hands together. Oh, and sister of Blondie number 2 is introduced, which means her name is Blondie number 3. Holidays start, and even though I don't know which one, I'm gonna guess it's not the summer break. Lloyd decides to go on another job in a resort, and right after he arrives, the owner tells him that as of late, multiple staff members have been discovered comatose with no explanation whatsoever. And logically, Lloyd doesn't even question it. But his badass cleaning skills are shown, which is the best stuff I've seen so far. And apparently the reason behind staff members falling into coma are some evil trees or whatever, I really don't get it. Also, Green Hair and Blondie arrive into the resort too. which with the chief arrived there too, because reasons, together with Blondie number 2 and 3, because reasons. Apparently everybody spends their holiday at the same exact resort. It makes sense for the chief and Wade because he told them he's going there, but Blondie number 2 and 3 just appear out of nowhere. We spend the next few minutes watching kids in a hot spring, but luckily Lloyd is there too. A fight with Scary 3 starts, and even though Lloyd isn't present from the start, he quickly arrives, throws some pillars just to flex, and crushes its core. Then to finish off the episode, he gives the chief a lovely massage. Massage? How the fuck do you pronounce massage? Ah, fuck it, he KOs her. Lloyd with the host goes exploring some dungeon because of a snake living there, and even though it's a labyrinth, Lloyd solves that issue by bypassing the walls. That kinda beats the point of it being a labyrinth, but okay. On the way, they run into some gay-ass bitch wanting to kill Lloyd because he lives with the witch, but after Lloyd says some super corny shit about friends, he defeats her, not by slamming her into a wall, but throwing her through the roof. Is this some sort of pattern for Lloyd? Every woman he fought ended up in some sort of surface. They find the snake, but in the end, it's a friend of Lloyd, and to have at least some sort of villain, this grandpa appears. His plan is to get rid of the chief's power by killing that snake, since it guards her power. But the snake just moves its consciousness into the Blondie's belt, so nothing really happens, and the reason why he wants to do that is so he can open the last dungeon and destroy the world, because who doesn't want to destroy a world or two? Actually, in the last few years it seems like a lot of politicians do. Lloyd takes the gang into his village, where they meet a lot of people I don't give a fuck about, and also this, apparently, dwarf? That means I will call her Lauren. Everything looks normal there, apart from their way of delivering letters, aka throwing rocks, or traveling by shooting themselves from cannons, because why not? We get to see the last dungeon, but more importantly, the chief loses all her powers because the snake was sealed away, and without anyone else seeing it, Lauren trapped her in a hole since she's aligned with the grandpa. Everyone else leaves the village except from Lloyd and Chief because both of them get closed off. To be honest, it would be really complicated for my stupid ass to understandably explain the whole lore, so to put it simply, these three plan to destroy the world, and Lloyd with the chief are looking for a way out of the village. Lloyd gets out of the village by the safest travel method on Earth, flying. And in the meantime, Grandpa launches his master plan at some tournament by taking hostages and negotiating with the king about forming an alliance. A lot of lore shit is uncovered, but if you're interested, you have to watch it yourself because I don't have minutes to spare. When everything seems desperate, Lloyd lands right in the middle of the arena. I want to have that aim. And then his final boss is spawned. Not sure if Big Golem is the right choice against small and quick opponent, but okay. Combined with the fact he can still easily throw it, like, that's the dumbest choice I've ever seen. But on the other hand, what did I expect from a blue-haired chick? Sounds like someone with severe daddy issues. In the end, it doesn't matter, because they defeat it by showing it some panties? After that, it's revealed these two just wanted to make Lloyd look like a hero, and since they accomplished it, they depart, meaning everyone is happy, since even the snake escaped and Chief got her powers back. But before we end this, I have one last thing for you guys.
Stop defending me so well! I can't end up nude in Sir Lloyd's arms while still fully corseted!
You're supposed to serve the king. Don't interrupt me, it's rude.
And why do you want to learn healing magic? Well, because tending to someone's injury brings you closer to them. It can be a very intimate experience.
Who does the harpy think she is? Some little brat could have ripped my wings off.
Snap out of it, Rico. This funk is distracting Sir Lloyd from more important things, like paying attention to me.
I crawled my way out of that filthy orphanage. I bent over backwards for a scholarship.
I will have you know that my passion for human feces stems from it being one of the most nutrient-rich fertilizers in existence!
I want you to know that for the sake of my videos, I don't talk about a lot of stuff the anime has to offer, and I focus only on the things important for the story, so even after seeing this video, you could still watch the anime and enjoy it. And specifically for this one, I would recommend it. It's the type of anime you watch when some complicated story would be too much and you just want to turn off your brain. With that said, I will just quietly fade away.